God, that's such a good fucking song. I love Candy-O. Uh, God damn it, the Cars. Why you so good? There are a lot of good Boston centered bands. So I'm thankful of that. Also, hello everybody. I am horribly fucking sick. Uh, also, I shall mute the site. There we go. Now I don't have to hear my awful fucking voice. Hey, Sten, how be you? Uh, but yeah, I'm horribly sick. It's been coming on for a while, and I've been slowly fighting it tooth and nail, but I have lost the fight because I took a nap this afternoon and woke up with it's an earache in the most general sense. So, like, all right, I'll back up for a second. So I started feeling Sunday night, Monday morning, around that time, started getting a little like throat scratch. And I was like, maybe it's me smoking cigarettes. But then it's like, no, I'm getting a little bit of phlegm. Like my nose is starting to stuff up, and I'm getting phlegm, and I'm like hacking up fucking phlegm. Yeah, it's a cold. So I started taking meds and soup, lots of soup. And this cold is this cold is sneaky because it's not like a normal cold. You can give me a second. I'm going to take another pill. Ah. So, most colds with me, I'm hacking and coughing, nose running like a faucet, horrible, horrible light sensitivity, and usually a killer headache and fever. Not this one. Like, my fever's practically fine, maybe like a degree off. I got a little bit of congestion, and the weird thing is, it's one nostril that's runny, and 90% of what's going on with me is sneezing. I'm sneezing, and when I cough, it's not because like, oh, I'm horribly sick, must cough. No, it's like my body's like, ew, what is this fucking phlegm coming down the throat? Cough, reflex cough. It's nasty. And then tonight, like, I woke up at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night because I took a nap, and like my left ear feels weird. Like I call it an earache, but like it doesn't hurt per se. It feels like there's a hole in my head, and the hole is where my eardrum is. In any wind or like breeze or just air movement that goes into my ear, it feels like it's going into my brain. It's like, no, no, don't like. And the fucked up thing is, I'm the one like between me and my brother has a mile long record of just crippling ear infections all the time. All the time. Like he'd get the flu or the common cold here and there, but no, his specialty in like contracting a disease slash illness was earaches. Me, I was the one that was just bedridden on death's door every single time with the flu, cold. I got chicken pox 3 times in my life already. Like I have the shittiest track record for everything. One thing that my record is clear of, earaches. I think I remember having one earache back in like elementary school, and that was the last one. Now I've had 3 earaches in the last like 4 months, and I don't know why. I don't like some people like. There's been multiple people that I've talked to in person. They're like, "Oh, just clean your ears. Maybe that's the problem." Like, I've cleaned my ears. Like, there is nothing in my ear. That's probably the problem. Like, I feel like that's the issue. Like, there's no earwax in my left ear canal. Like, it just feels all scabbed up, if that makes sense. Also, to answer your question, Jen, as to how the hell did you get chicken pox 3 times? Funny you should ask. So, I got chicken pox in third or fourth grade, which was, you know, common. Somebody comes like an infected zombie comes into the classroom with their fucking botulism and black plague, and they started touching up on all the kids because we're all at recess, and bam, fucking in like this is probably why zombie movies like just resonate with me so well. School is the perfect infection fucking like zone. Like, oh, chicken pox. We'll just send our infected child to school with the chicken pox. Nothing wrong with that. And then it's just like outbreak. Just everyone chicken pox. So I got the chicken pox, and then in fifth grade, I got. I forget what I remember my grandfather freaking out about it because he was like, I got chicken pox again. Like, it wasn't hives, it wasn't anything like that. Like, I had a a massive, massive fever. Massive fever. I had itchy bumps all over my fucking body. And my grandfather's like, I gotta take him to the hospital. Brings me to the doctors, fucking, and they like, yeah, he has chicken pox. And my grandfather's like, that's impossible. He already had chicken pox like a year ago. And they're like, well, like that's what he tested positive for, chicken pox. So they're like, here's a prescription for calamine lotion and all kinds, like a couple pills, like for swelling or itchiness or some shit, like Benadryl or some stupid shit like that. Then fast forward to eighth grade. Uh, graduating. Oh my god, this is like this shows you my luck, and I'll get to my luck later after this little parable tale explanation thing. So this is my luck. It's June. It's the last month of middle school. I'm going to be graduating. Teacher comes up, asks everybody, "What do you want for the graduation cookout?" Like, we're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers and all kinds of food. What do you want? We're getting it so that like everybody in eighth grade gets to have like this big send off. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. We get to drink soda in school. Like the school supplying soda to us, and we can have like pizza and hot dogs and hamburgers and like all kinds of fucking tasty shit. Just sign me up. So I asked my father and grandfather for money because they were gonna have all kinds of fucking like a little fucking Ren Fair kind of thing, big kind of Ren Fair thing. And so I wanted money so I could walk around and buy little fucking oddities and trinkets, like mementos to 2008. Not 2008. Good God, no. 2003? No, 2005. Fuck, man. Yeah. Jesus, 2005. Fuck me. Yeah, 2005. Okay. It was 2004, 2005. I can't remember the year. I'm an old man. The war took my memories. So, like 2 weeks before this amazing fucking send off, big old graduation bash. Yeah, there was apparently a outbreak of wild chickenpox, not normal chickenpox, not normal chickenpox. And you shush, Jen. We don't talk about the war anymore. It's over for some, but not for me. That war won't be over until all the men come back. And so, yeah. So, okay, yes. The fuck is wild chickenpox? That's what I was saying, and that's what my whole family was saying. Apparently, it was a mutant strain, like like pig, like swine flu or bird flu. Like it was some kind of fucking mutant strain of chickenpox that came out, or some shit. I don't fucking know. And it was going around like southeastern Mass, where I live. And wouldn't you know, I'm the only one in the fucking like the grade that got it. So I don't know where I caught it, but I caught it. And so I was fucking quarantined. The doctors were freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, he's got wild chicken pox." It's like, what? And they're like, "Oh, it's twice as severe as normal chicken pox." Like I have scarring from this bout. Like my arch nemesis, chicken pox. Like I have like massive fucking scars on my face and on my body from like the swelling where the itchy bumps come form. Yeah, some of them were so fucking like swollen and big and inflamed that like I got scars from them. So I got quarantined for a month. So I missed that, you know, fucking big bash. That was fun. So yeah, like after that, hardly got sick. Uh oh. Uh oh. Hang on. I'm holding on to the microphone switch to mute because I feel a sneeze coming on. And it's a mighty sneeze, and I don't want to fucking like deafen people with my sneezing. Oh God, that was bad. What do what do you mean? Uh, I am not sure about that. My doctor actually stated that I need to learn how to sneeze better because apparently, see, I don't rapid fire sneeze. It's just like I don't know. It's like a vacuum. Like vacuum seal his lungs, and like my lungs just exhale every bit of oxygen and airspace possible. And like you gotta think, like it's painful when your lungs just immediately just fucking get squeezed of all the muscles in your chest squeeze your fucking lungs shut. So it hurts. So I grip my teeth, and apparently I sneeze with such force that my jaw muscles tense up. And my doctor's like, "You're gonna have to try and figure out a way to sneeze better, because if you sneeze like that constantly, you might crack or break teeth. That is not a good kind of sneeze." Your sneezes are small because you're a lady. Lady sneezes are like pleasant. It's just it's like that's it. Like us men, it's like "Bleh," just horrible, horrible fucking sounds come out of a man when they sneeze because it hurts or it's just inconvenient. Yeah, it's terrible. See, that's how I sneeze, Jen, like a damn lumberjack. Like it's a good thing I've never had to sneeze when I was in the bush because holy shit, Charlie would have found out where I was perfectly. Like it'd be like in Skyrim or a game that has like the little arrow objectives. It'd just be like, there's Darth. He's right there. God damn, that right fucking nostril needs to stop running. Please. I hate sniffling. Yes, I was in a war, Chen. I was in the war against the pox. I served 3 consecutive, well, not consecutive, but I almost served 3 consecutive years. It was awful. Ugh, never again. Also, I free. Oh God, what's the fucking what's the I just remembered what's the condition you're more likely to get because you got chicken pox, but like it happens later on in life. Oh fuck. Because I remember like all my friends always like to fucking brag, like just fucking beat the shit out of me verbally, being like, haha, yeah, shingles, shingles. They all love to mock me because they're like, well, it's like 1 in 5 adults who get chickenpox get shingles, but like Darth over here has had it 3 times. That means, you know, his chances of shingles are even. Like, thanks for letting me know that. Like in 4 or 5 years, when I go to the old folks' home again, like finally, I'm gonna have to deal with the fucking shingles. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's what I wanted. That's such a helpful, like, uplifting thing to do for your friend. And they'll just go, anytime. Jen, I don't know if you know this, considering you're horribly biased, but being 68 in this day and age isn't considered venerable anymore or ancient, but it's still old. It's still old. We are not literally the same age. Give me a second. I am typing to somebody. I don't know why you talk to me. Exactly, Sten. I'm insane, Jen. Like, are you an ableist? Are you anti? Are you anti insane? I can't help it. I got a little bit of water on the brain, maybe a few chromosomes missing. I don't know what happened. I was just born this way. And here you come into my stream. Coming into my stream, mocking me. Yep. One of these days, Darth. One of these days. Straight to the moon. That's from the honeymooners for you young folk. See, just just that reference alone confirms that I'm like 68 years old. Checkmate, Jen. So now to explain, God, we are all three of us are old. Like when we know the honeymooners, ugh, God. But so I'm going to explain to you what I had to deal with the last 2 days for work. So I was supposed to go to work Tuesday. Didn't because tired. And I just didn't want to go to work because I was tired. And I had a 4-day weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. And who wants to go back to work when you've had 4 days to actually, recover like a normal human being from the kind of shit that I've had to put up with. But besides that, the following day, Wednesday, and today, I had to split 10 cord of wood by myself. Well, 8 Wednesday, 10 today. All by myself. And technically, I wasn't by myself, but I was by myself. Because I got stuck with Haitian, the lazy drug addict that does nothing. And so Donald told me, "Yep, go down back, boy, with Haitian. Haitian's gonna take the sticks," oh, which is a term for people who don't know. Sticks are usually referencing split pieces of logs. And for those who don't know what a log is, it's cut. It's a cut piece of tree. There's your now you know moment for the stream. So Don was like, "Yep, Haitian's gonna take the sticks and he's gonna pile them up near the stacked wood, and you're just gonna split all day. And if you clear it in time and you still have time, split the rest or stack the rest." Okay, you got it, boss. So I go down, and guess who had to haul like 100-pound logs, and then 150-pound logs, and then 200-pound logs, because people, the people who were cutting the logs up, apparently don't know the difference between 16-inch logs and 4-foot logs. So I just split all of them because fuck them. And Haitian just stood there with his hands in his pockets, asking me for a cigarette every so often, and just watching me the whole time. Give me a second. God. Now my left ear feels itchy inside. Hey, Queen. I was wondering when you were going to show. So, God. Like, it's not even an earache now. It's an ear itch. But it's like my eardrum's itchy. The fuck, buddy. Ah. So, anyways, I split all this wood. I hauled all this wood. And I piled all the wood. 3 o'clock comes around. I was like, there's probably another half cord left on the fucking ground. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I have like an ear problem right now. I don't know if it's an earache or not. Like Jen said, sounds like a sinus infection. I don't know what I have. I'm sick and sore. But yeah. So I had like half cord on the ground, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to split the rest of this. It's 3 o'clock. I've been I have not gone to the clinic yet. I will explain that in a second. Ow. Uh, but I go back to the shop, tell Donald how much I split. He goes, okay. Well, boy, you got two basin trucks coming in with about 10 cord tomorrow. So you'll be going back down there to split stack, like split, pile, and stack. It was like, great. So happened again today. Come in. Haitian is sent down there with me, and he left 5 minutes after we got down there because it's too cold. It's too cold to work. It was like, I think it was like 16, 18 degrees this morning. Sixteen to 18 degrees this morning. Wasn't too bad. When I first thought about it, I was like, it's cold. It's winter. Like, I hate when people are like, it's cold. It's like, it's fucking winter, folks. It's December, January weather. Like, yes, snow comes down this time of year. Literal moisture freezes and comes down in frozen form. Yes, it's supposed to be cold. But these are also the same people that don't complain when it's like 90 to 100 degrees on a summer day and humidity is 100%. And I'm sitting there gasping for breath. And they're like, what's wrong with you? Today's a beautiful day. And they'll just fucking triumphantly stand there as I'm dripping in sweat, gasping for breath, like SpongeBob when he was gasping when he was denied water. Ugh. Fucking hate people like that. They just like, it's cold because it's fucking winter. Like, this is why I love winter. I 90 isn't bad for you because you live in the desert, Jen. 90 for us up here, where we're next to the frozen north and the lands of always winter, that's bad. Like, that's hot. That's too hot. Especially if it's a humid day. That's unbearable. That's like I walk out of my place and it's nice and like it's a nice moderate fucking temperature in my room, and then I walk out into a fucking wall of heat, and it's oh god, god, this is awful. Oh god, I'm soaked already. And I've literally just taken 5 paces out of my house. It's awful. Fucking hate summer. Like, if it's 70 degrees, 70 to, yeah, around set in the 70s, I'm fine with that. Even if it's a humid day, I'm fine with that because I can be like, yeah, especially if there's a nice breeze. Like, that's probably my thing. If it's like a summer day with a breeze is fine for me because at least I can be like, ah, I feel cold air like just grazing me, drying my complete soaking wet shirt. Like, I feel cooled and refreshed from this. Thank you, Summer Breeze. And Summer Breeze just whispers, "You're welcome." And it's like, I love this. But no, most of the fucking time summer comes rolling around. It comes rolling around with a brick bat. And it's like, nope. I mean, you liked when you were you liked your tour in Vietnam. You liked the weather there. You loved how you were fucking constantly gasping for breath. You liked being drenched in your sweat 24/7, 7 days a week. Whack. There you go. Enjoy. And it's like, I don't want to put up with this. Ugh. So, anyways, Haitian left. And I practically cleared everything. Like, the only thing that's not split is the stuff that does need to be split, and that's the branches that they cut up into 16-inch. So it's like stuff as round as my wrist, and most of it is stacked. And I tapped out at noon because holy fuck, my back, shoulders, and biceps. They are fucking screaming. They were bad. Like I am quite frankly proud of my upper body for not like just imploding or exploding. I'm proud of him. Thank you, biceps, shoulders, and back. You get a gold star. There you go. So yeah, I am horribly sore, and I don't even know if there's going to be work tomorrow because we're supposed to be getting snow tomorrow morning around 5. Like it said 4 in the morning, and then it changed to 5, like right before I started doing my stream. So I don't know. Uh, Donald told us we'll play it by ear. Also, Donald got pizza, so I clocked out at 12, and Donald was totally fine with that because I've been stuck doing this by myself for 2 days by myself. And so he had ordered pizza for everybody at the shop, and he ordered like 10 pizzas. All the same pizza, linguiça, which is one of the greatest pizzas toppings for pizza. And so I had 2 pizzas by myself because he kept forcing people to eat pizza. Nobody wanted to eat pizza. And so he'd just keep yelling over to me. So I sat in the shop for about an hour, stuffing my face. And I say 2 pizzas. That's how many I can remember eating because the entire time Donald was laughing because I was showing up everybody because Haitian was there and he was eating and he's a fat fuck who will eat anything. And then my father was there and just everybody was told to to come inside the shop and eat. And so Donald just kept yelling out to people like, "Have another slice," or "Oh, here, have 2 more slices." And then he'd come around to me, he'd be like, "You all set, boy?" I'm like, "Shit. You don't have to ask me, Donald. Somebody offers me that kind." Oh, and it's Pa Raffa's pizza, so it's a nice thin crust, and it's like 90% linguiça with a little bit of cheese and sauce. Oh, so good. He got the best pizza. Oh, loved it. And I told him, "Shit, you don't have to fucking ask me. Somebody offers me pizza, especially Pa Raffa's pizza. Shh, don't have to ask me. Just open it up. That's invitation enough. You bought pizza and you opened it up in front of me. I'm taking a piece. I have to. I'm fucking hungry." Oh yeah. God damn, dog. Sorry, fucking Lucky, the little white Maltese rat. And yes, I am calling him a rat because he had to get trimmed. Keeps fucking running around, fucking jumping on my lap, fucking hopping off my lap, sitting next to me, hopping on the bed, fucking shuffling around, fucking constantly. He just fucking jumped on my lap, fucking claws dug right into my thigh. Eesh. Uh okay. Uh Explaining why I haven't gone to the clinic yet. Uh I apparently there's apparently either I was denied Mass Health Queen or there's some kind of issue with Mass Health because I got a letter and they said that I was not eligible at this time. How I don't know. I don't know how I'm not eligible for Mass Health. So, yeah, I forgot to fucking call him today because I was fucking tired. So tomorrow, if I don't have work and I remember, I will be calling them in the morning and trying to sort that shit out so that I can get Mass Health. Then I can go to the doctors and get everything checked out. like this sinus earache thing issue. I can deal with that. Like I can deal with that. That is totally fine. Like plenty of soup, tea, and fucking medicine, and just over the counter medicine. Cough drops, cough syrup, fucking Benadryl or some shit or something that'll help with a sinus infection, and maybe some fucking ear medication. Probably not any ear medication. I'll probably just do what I was done, like how I was raised, back in like the 50s. Stick a cotton, like a cotton swab, or no, not a cotton swab, a cotton ball in my ear. Stick a cotton ball in my ear. That'll help. Also, my new airsoft gun comes in tomorrow. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited and giddy. It's one of the biggest reasons why I don't want to go into work tomorrow, because it's like 220 bucks worth of shit. Like, it's not just the gun, it's also the cans of gas I need for it and the magazines. And so like UPS is coming to my house, and knowing their track record, they're probably going to just toss it on the fucking ground at the side door or the front door. And I don't care if this is an okay neighborhood. Like, the street is well known for, crime and druggies and God knows what else. But like, it's pretty quiet. There's not really a lot of people walking around. But I really, really don't want to be at work all day and have them drop it off at like 8 in the morning and then have it sit there in the open. You hear too many stories of like people going, "Oh, hey, there's a delivery package right there. I'm just gonna grab it, see if it's got something I want." And when they see it's a fucking like it's $200 worth of fucking airsoft shit, they could be like, "Oh, hey, this looks this well, it's technically just a real gun with fucking airsoft guns in it, because you can field strip it just like an actual 1911A1. Like, it's also licensed by Colt, and it has Browning stamps on it, which were the only things on the A1, which was 45, 45 autoloader, and I believe that was the only thing on it. 45, like .45 autoloader. That was the M1911A1. Like, there was no patent. I don't believe there were any patents on the slide or anything like that. Browning's name wasn't on it. Just that. So they'll be like, "Hey, this looks like a real gun. I can use it to hold up a store." So I'm really paranoid with my deliveries, especially with this place. Like, we have to keep the fucking stairwell locked at all times, so it's not like they can just put it in the stairwell. Should be back to my ranty self in no time. Do you know me, Queen? Even if I had a fever of 105, I'd still be ranting. Fucking fever, fucking 105, fucking sick. Fuck this fucking thing. I fucking hate being sick. Fucking man flu. I'll find a way. Oh. Okay. Okay. I got a you want ranty? I'll give you ranty. I'll give you ranty, cuz I got some shit to rant about. And thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Queen. Talisman. So I was playing Talisman over the weekend because I had nothing better to do. I got fucked over so many goddamn times, and the game cheated. Like legit, the game cheated. I even looked it up. It's a bug in the game. All right. So first off, uh, the Woodland expansion for okay, I have to draw back first because there's certain people here in the audience that listen to this, other than you three, may not know this. Talisman is a board game made by G Dubs, good old Games Workshop, the miserly, money hungry miniatures slash wargaming company. It's a fantasy card game with miniatures as you go across a board, collecting cards, encountering monsters, slaying monsters, getting stronger, fucking over other players, all in the quest to go to the center of the map so you can get to the Crown of Command. And once everybody's dead, you win. Suffice to say, you're at the Crown of Command. And the game has expansion boards that you add to each corner of the board. There's a dungeon, a city port, a mountain, and or crags and woodland or forest. I have all four of those expansions, and there's like another $200 worth of just miniatures and cards that you can add, and alternate like end game rules and supplements. So now that that's been explained, Queen, the Woodland expansion completely breaks the elf. The elf is probably the most broken player with that expansion because, as you know, I'll explain this for general audience. Each character, there's generic fantasy characters like dwarf, elf, warrior, knight, paladin, priestess, druid, so on and so forth. They all have special abilities. So, like the warrior can fight with two weapons when he's fighting something because you can collect item cards. So you can have two swords or an axe and a sword, and they just add a bonus to your roll. The elf's ability is that he can jump from woodland tiles across the board, and there's four of them on the base board. Well, in the woodland one, there's like four more, but like the elf can only jump to those four in each region or realm, as it's called, basically each board. Well, here's how it's even stupider and more broken. So the Woodland expansion has new items, and these items are horribly broken. At least to me, because of their effects. One of them is a cloak that completely negates encounters. So if you encounter something that's like, oh hey, like fairy market, it's a card where it's like, oh hey, like pixies and brownies and all kinds of little like gnomes and shit come out of the woodwork, and they demand tribute to their marketplace. Every player has to turn over a card. It has to be an item, a follower, or I think a spell to the player count to their right, and then you have to pay a fate point, which allows you to do rerolls, or one gold piece because you can collect gold, so you can buy items from the town and castle, or you can pay to heal yourself because you have hit points. Yeah, this cloak I can just click. Nah, I avoid this. This cloak is magical and it avoids all strangers. It is a horrible night for a cursed cold. It is a horrible night for a cursed cold. So that's one broken item. Second broken item, the new bow weapon that they've added, which allows you to, I believe, I can't remember the full rules, but essentially it's either at the start of your turn or the end of the turn, you have the option of firing an arrow at somebody in the region that you're in. So I can shoot someone with an arrow across the board. And all of these items in the Woodland expansion are tied to light and dark fate. Because in the base game, you have just normal fate. In the Woodland expansion exclusively, it breaks it into two types of fate. And this is for items. Items, followers, and encounters. Because they have different events that happen. If you have a lot of light fate, like, okay, here's a good one. And I keep getting this follower, and this is another broken card. It's basically like a succubus nymph, and like she's madly in love with your like the character who gets her. She falls head over heels in love with you. She can't leave you unless like a card states so. If you have a lot of light points, like if you gain a light point or you just have light points that are more than your dark fate points, yeah, she increases your spirit. You have two fighting stats. Strength is against certain creatures fight with spirit or strength. So you have two stat points. So if you have 4 strength, you roll your 1d6 and then you add 4 to it. And like the creature does the same. If it's spirit and you have like 2 in spirit, you roll a 1d6 and add 2. Yeah, so if you have a lot of light points than dark points, she automatically adds 2. It's either 2 or 4 to your spirit. If you have more dark points than light points, she adds 2 or 4 to your strength. Downside, though, because there's always a fucking downside. If you gain a stat point in either strength or spirit any other way, you lose 1 health point. Because essentially you're cheating on her. And she should be the one that should, like, she's the one that should be buffing you. But yeah. So it's kind of a risk reward thing. Here's how broken it is, though, Sten. So in the game that I've got saved right now, I have her, the bow, the cloak, and I have 2 other broken items. One of them is a torque, like the weird, like twisted gold necklace piece that like the Saxons used to wear, which completely makes me immune to Toad, which is literally the spell Toad, where you turn into a toad, you lose all of your items and gold and stat bonuses that you've gained throughout the game, and for 3 turns you're a toad and you have to walk around. And the only way to get your items back is landing in the same spot where you were turned into a toad. Yeah, I am completely immune to that. Let alone the fact that if there's an event that says I can turn into a toad, I can just negate that with the cloak. But here's the other broken thing, which makes the elf completely OP. It's a type of Fey, because all the cards in the Woodland deck are Fey creatures and stuff. The Fey follower I have, every time I go into a forest or woodland tile, I gain 1 health point to max. So I can't. You can accumulate more health than you actually start with at max. The elf starts with 4, so like you can through the game get to like 15, 20, however many, like just by cards. Just being like, oh, you gain 2 extra health. Yeah. Um I as the elf now can, instead of rolling dice to go to a forest to heal, if I'm in a woodland at the start of my turn, I can just insta travel to another forest, gain a health point. So if I gain a stat point and my succubus nymph follower, it goes, nah, you're losing a health point for gaining that stat point. I can go, oh, that's fine. I'll just insta travel to this woodland and heal. So I now have my health back to max. Or if I get into a fight with somebody or I'm down to like 1 HP before I die, I can just insta travel back and forth to the woodland and like essentially skip 3 turns healing back up. Plus with the cloak and the other elves ability, which is you can evade encounters while in woodland, nobody can touch me. So if one of the players is like, "Oh, well, I'm going to try and kill Darth while he has 1 HP left and he's stuck in the Nope, I can evade. I can evade you. Click evade. Haha, you can't attack me." Like insane. It's insane how broken it is. Here's how it gets fucked though, cuz the game's a cheating bitch. So, I ranted about it to Jen on Skype a couple nights back because it pissed me off to no end. So in this same game, the reason why I haven't played this game is because I rage quit out of it. Yeah, uh, the card I drew because I was playing, I went to a woodland. Surprise, fucking surprise, and I drew Toad King, which means anybody that goes there instantly turns into a toad. And now I'm laughing because I'm like, ha ha ha. I have a cloak and a torque that prevent me from turning into a toad. Well, the game decided, nah, you can't choose either. Like one of those is a passive, the other one's an active. Like the cloak's an active one. I have to actively be like, yeah, I'll agree to dealing with this. So if it's like a random event where it's like, oh hey, like you gain +2 strength for talking to so and so, like I can be like, yeah, I accept that one. But if it's a negative, I can just be like, ignore. Yeah, the game decided, no, fuck you and your broken ass play style right now because we've given you random cards that just broke your character to the point that like you have like I think I have like a 15 strength. Actually, hang on, I can look it up because I screenshotted it. 'Cause I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like I have an insane amount of fucking uh cards, and I have an insane amount of stats. Like, what the fuck, game? This is broken. But while that's loading up, yeah, game decides, nope, we're just gonna take your autonomy away, and now you're turned into a toad. Haha, you lost everything. Fuck you. And the same thing happened the night before, which was in the city expansion for the game. They added potions because there's like an alchemist guild and a thieves guild and all kinds of shit like that. And in this expansion, you get potions, and potions have different effects. I haven't really dabbled with them a lot, but basically, it's like, oh, drink this potion, and for the rest of your turn, you get a buff, like potion of strength. Like you gain 2 strength until the end of your turn. So it's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Uh, yeah, I currently have 5 fate, 5 light fate, which is over my cap. I have 2 dark fate, which is over my cap. 2 gold, 15 strength, 10 spirit, and 4 health, with a fuck ton of items and followers and trophies. Because when you kill monsters, you collect them as trophies, and when you have a certain amount, I think it's equal to 10 with all like with their base strength. So if you have a dragon of 7 strength and a goblin of 3 strength, that's 10, and so on and so forth. Yeah, you trade those in, and you gain 1 stat point from their respected stat. So if you have spirit, 3 monsters that equal 10 spirit, you gain 1 spirit point to yours. to your character, and vice versa for strength. So I've been avoiding that because I'm like, yeah, I'm not in the forest right now. I'm in the fucking. I think I'm in the inner region because I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just go and start, doing end game stuff now. But yeah, the next thing that happened was the game decided the night before to fuck me over by not allowing me to drink a potion. Because in the game, I had essentially a phoenix down. Uh, it's the potion of resurrection or potion of the phoenix. I forget the name of it, but essentially, if I'm going to die, I can it either automatically or I have to actively click on it. I drink the potion and I am restored to full health and I don't lose anything. I don't lose a fucking thing. And I was in the dungeon corner of the board. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to fight the fucking big bad boss because each of the 4 points, 4 expansions have bosses or end games to them that give you a big bonus. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Somebody had one of the AI went to the Crown of Command. And while you're at the Crown of Command, all you can do is roll a 1d6 each turn with a 50-50 shot at dealing 1 HP damage to everybody until they die. And once everybody is dead, you win. So the AI who's playing the ghoul got to the Crown of Command and was attacking, basically knocked 2 HP off of me. The past 2 turns, I had 1 HP. I couldn't heal because I didn't have any healing items or fucking gold to heal with, or I didn't have that broken card that allows me to heal in forest. But I had that resurrection potion. So it's like, yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. I'll go with it. I'll take my chances. Like, I'm close to the exit to this place. If I have to, I'll exit. I'll go right to the fucking I'll battle the ghoul. I'll fight my way to the inner region. Nope, he deals 1 hit point damage to me, and the game does not allow me to res. So I die. So that means I lose all my shit practically at the entrance to this dungeon, and then the AI dwarf happily comes over, rolls the exact number he needs to go inside the dungeon, goes in, grabs my shit, loots everything. It's like, great. That was a waste of 2 hours. All because, and like, that's the biggest fucking problem with Talisman. It's random number generators. It's all RNG. There is no real strategy to the game. It's all luck based. It is 100% luck based. Like, you can map out where you want to go, but it's all luck based. Like, hey, I want to go to the woodlands, or yeah, basically the elven land, woodland realm, and fucking do all this shit and just grind in there and try and get a bunch of face shit. Yeah, you can do that. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's not like a progressively harder thing. Like, there's been times I've played this game. Like, there's been many times in this game where, like, first fucking round, I've seen people draw, like, a green dragon appears just out the gate with, like, a strength of 2 and, like, a spirit of 4. Like, the monk, the friar monk, he can't equip weapons. And I don't believe he can equip armor. Also, armor's in the game, and basically, like, you roll a die, and if it hits the numbers it needs, it blocks the attack so you don't lose health points. But Yeah, like there's been so many times where I've drawn like ogre, 7 strength, and it's like, oh, I'm an elf, and I only have 3 strength starting or 4 strength starting. Like the max roll I can draw out the gate first round is a 10. I'd have to roll an automatic 6, which means that this motherfucker has to roll a 3. Yeah, has to roll a 3 for a standoff, which means neither of us get killed and he stays in that space on the board. Or he has to roll a 2 or a 1 to lose, so I kill him, but that's already half the die right there. If he rolls a 4, 5, or 6, I get defeated and I lose a health point. I've seen people draw just random events where it's like, oh, roll it. You've encountered, I think it's Baba Yaga. You've encountered Baba Yaga. Roll a die, and it's like if you roll a 1, your character dies, and I think it's a 2 permadeath. That's a third of the dice roll where you die first round in the game, and people have hit one of those. Like the game is just sheer random. Like you go into town and or the castle. If you go into the castle, there's a gypsy or whatever. She can grant you really good buffs, which is basically just 1 stat point or 1 life or 1 spell or some shit like that. But that's like you have to roll a 4 for 1 stat bonus, 5 for like for gold, 1 gold, or a 6 for a spell. And then the other ones are just 3 is like she ignores you, 1 you turn into a toad, and 2 it's like you lose something. Like you can go that you can't go, okay, well, I have such and such amount of gold. I'll go to the castle, encounter the gypsy, pay her 2 gold, and get a bunch of buffs. It's more, oh hey, that's the only place I can go because I'm down to my last leg. I'm down to my last leg. It's either go there or go into an area where I may roll a fucking draw a really shit card from random that fucks me. Like it's not really strategy. Like you can have like a very loose guideline to what you want to do and plot out your course, but you can't strategically and actively do anything about it. Like when you turn into a toad, you can be like, "Oh, well, I want to fucking I want to go here. I want to go here and get my shit back when I turn back into my character." Well, you're going to have to hope and pray that you roll the one number on that six-sided die that immediately brings you there, or the amount of rolls you're going to need throughout the turns to get to that before the AI get there. Like it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And I've only got like 12 achievements out of like 232 in that game. And some of the achievements are so fucking hard to get that nobody has them. Like, I think one of them is as a samurai, slay a ninja and steal his golden statue. So I don't know if you need an AI or player playing as the ninja character or if it's an event. No idea. So there's that. Uh, yeah, I think that's all my gripes with Talisman up to this point. Feels so good ranting. ranting and rambling about an online board game. Takes me back to the days where Monopoly and Risk were the friend killers. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make another cup of tea and I'm gonna try and sneeze. Okay, letting that tea seep while I come back here for you guys. You you beautiful people, you. Thank you, Sten. So Bennett the Sage did a G Gundam video not too long ago. He had a Gundam fucking I believe it was a Gundam fucking month. uh lot that I agree with. Like the first half of the anime and the second half of the anime uh are completely different anime. They're just completely different. The first half of the series is Gundam of the Week, which is just like Domon Kashu, the main character, fighting a random Gundam each day, like each episode, with a very loose plot, like stringing him along, and then the entire second half is like like has an actual plot, and everything revolves around said plot. Okay, I agree with that. What I don't agree with him is that it's just a meh anime in a sense because I feel like it's the best Gundam series. Probably better than the original series, in my opinion. Like the Universal Century canon and story, and plot from the original Gundam, and I think it's like 4 or 5 other fucking Gundam series are tied to Universal Century. Like, eh, like it's been a while since I've watched a lot of Gundam, but Gundam's whole anti-war and child soldiers are bad and all the messages that they're trying to convey to the audience just kind of fall flat for the most part. They just kind of fall flat. Like you have these giant fuck off mechs They have oh god, what's the name of the fucking reactor? Fuck. I can't remember the name of the reactor or the particle. Basically, it's a special type of particle that's produced by with the use of helium-3 in the Gundam universe, and it's like a pure, clean fusion energy. And the problem with it is that it emits some kind of radiation, like an actual type of radiation, which fucks with electronics and like computers and shit. And that's all fine and dandy, but that's their explanation for why tanks and vehicles aren't used. It's why mobile suits are used. And it's like, you do know that like there's a lot of computers and shit in the cockpit of a fucking Gundam? Like a Gundam's like an 80 foot tall fucking mech. It's a giant fucking piloted robot. Like there's a lot of electronics and shit inside of it. And if they hand wave it, like, oh hey, like there's just special like also like Gundanium alloy is a thing. It's like even if you try and explain it away, where it's like, oh well, they have special shielding inside the cockpit, or it has special shielding around like the engine and stupid shit like it just stupid fucking hand waving to explain why Gundams work. It's like, yeah, but you've officially stated in canon that like that's the reason why tanks and fighter jets and shit like that can't use this particle, the radiation. If a Gundam has the shielding to prevent that from failing, why don't they just put, you know, that shielding in a vehicle? Just meh. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of the Gundam series. I do. But for some reason, man, G Gundam is just amazing. I feel the reason why it's so amazing is one, the music is phenomenal. The music is just amazing. Like it is probably the best JRPG soundtrack that I've heard. Like it doesn't sound like a fucking like an anime soundtrack. Like it's not there's ambient sound ambient tracks, but most of it's like this boisterous like pump up like getting pumped kind of music. Kind of like Bruce Faulkner's soundtrack for DBZ where it's like, yeah, shit's going down. You get him, Goku. Or you get him, Domon. Yeah, burning finger. Blow him up. It's like awesome. So that's one big thing like it has leagues above all of Gundam. I can't sit here and think of a good like of a song that's memorable from like Zeta Gundam or Gundam Wing. But I can fucking remember flying this in the sky, which is the main theme song of G Gundam, like the fucking back of my hand. I can remember the theme music for Domon using his special attacks, Domon's theme. like like just like most of Gundam soundtracks are just meh. Just meh. Like it's why I hate DBZ Kai's soundtrack because it's just like, oh hey, it's like the same three songs over and over again. A few trumpets and drums. Like it's like there's nothing memorable. Like I think Gohan when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, at least in the Japanese dub, like they have a unique song playing with like vocals and everything for when he transforms. But we didn't have that in DBZ Kai from what I remember. But we have the badass like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan theme when Bruce Faulkner did it. It's like that's a fucking memorable song. Like, good on you, Bruce Faulkner. Fuck the haters for hating your music. Other thing, I know it's racist and problematic, as Sage put it, but I like the Gundam models. I like the Gundam designs. Like, you've got like, and I understand like Sage fucking was talking about it. He's like, yeah, like the Gundam helmet and head style is supposed to be reminiscent of Japanese armor. And then he's like, oh well, they kind of dropped the ball on it for fucking G Gundam, where they kind of like they still look like a standard Gundam, but like new paint job and the body's different, but like most of the heads stay the same. It's like, okay, that's your big gripe about it? Like the head still like fucking the god, I can't remember the fucking half the names for most of the fucking Gundams. The American Gundam has a football helmet, and his hands look like boxing gloves, and he skateboards or snowboards because he's got a fucking like a hoverboard. Like the French, I think it's Rose Gundam, which is France's Gundam, has like the Napoleonic hat and cloak and shit like that. Then you have the Russian Gundam. You have I think it's like Lumberjack Gundam for Canada, Tequila Gundam for Japan, for Mexico, which is basically just a Gundam with sombrero and a poncho, and I think a cactus forearm or shoulder. Then you have Norway's Gundam, which is basically Sailor Moon. Uh, oh god, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's legit the only Gundam in all of Gundam that looks female. Like all the other ones are just big bulky mechs. I think it's the Dutch have Windmill Gundam, which is just a giant windmill. Uh no, sorry. She's Swedish? I think she's Swedish. She's not Norwegian. Uh because I think it's Norway's Gundam is Viking Gundam. And like Viking Gundam like transforms and transforms into like a Viking longboat, and then it can transform into a normal Gundam. Come on, sneeze. Yeah, Allenby. Because it's Schwarzbruder is Germany. I think it's Kaiser Gundam's pilot. Yeah, Allenby, the cute psychopath that was like trained from birth to be a murdering kill, like a murder machine. Like she's got like the whole Sailor Moon getup going on, even with the even the big red bow on her bust with Sailor Moon esque ponytails or pigtails. But yeah, even though it's quote problematic and yeah racist, like Zulu Gundam is basically like a stereotypical and like representation of like an African. Like yeah, but like yeah, like it's still iconic though. Like I can remember Zulu Gundam. Not because, oh hey, it's horribly racist. It's just as a kid, I was like, wow, that's fucking cool. Look at that. Great. Like the only ones I gripe about is Windmill Gundam, and I forget the name. I forget the name of the Greek Gundam because I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off with Greek Gundam because I'm thinking, oh my god, Greek Gundam's gonna be like a hoplite, like a Spartan warrior. No, it's just a giant fucking Gundam with a giant robot fish body, like its head sticking out of the mouth, and its hands and legs are sticking off the body, and it uses a trident. It's like that doesn't remind me of Greece at all. Like Greek mythology, like they dropped the ball there. those two drop the ball. And then the next thing, and yeah, like what Sten's talking about, he came into the middle of the dub, and he wants to see the uncut sub. Like the voice actors for both of them are astounding. Such astounding fucking voice actors. Like they actually portray emotion, and like there's a lot like like G Gundam has to be the best. Like again, like G Gundam is the best plot wise, even though it's horribly campy, which is another reason why it's awesome. But like even though it's campy, like you grasp the plot, you grasp the meaning, like you understand like what they're fighting for, why they're fighting, how this is making them feel, all kinds of shit. I figured as much then. Like for those who don't know the plot to G Gundam, I don't believe they really state the year G Gundam's supposed to take place in, but war has been eradicated. There's stereotypical space colonies like Neo America, Neo Japan, blah blah blah, and they all they have all different kinds of shapes. Like Neo Mexico's space colony is basically just a giant sombrero in space with cacti and stuff. America's has like Mount Rushmore, Statue of Liberty, and like the Empire State Building on on a literal star-shaped continent floating in space. All kinds of shit like that. But war has been ended because of the Gundam fight, where every nation has come to the agreement that if you send there's a giant tournament where each nation's Gundam fights against the other nations in a tournament, and whoever wins is chosen to be leader of all the colonies and Earth for, I believe, a 4-year term. And so that's how they settle out their differences now instead of going to war. Well, uh, Domo and Kashu's father and brother were working on a Gundam. If I remember correctly, because like I said, it'd been a while since I've watched it, but if I remember correctly, they create the Dark Gundam to heal Earth because Earth is just like a hellhole. It's full of fucking ruins, ruined cities from all the conflicts that happened and ended because all the nations agreed to the Gundam fight. But they want to create a Gundam that can like essentially heal the Earth. Kind of goes out of hand, and Rogue kidnaps Kyoji, Domon's brother, and the Japanese police or fucking FBI or whatever arrest Domon's father and put him into cryostasis. And so the whole plot, well, the first half of the plot and technically the second half of the plot is Domon is forced into the Gundam fight for the sole purpose of tracking down Kyoji. Also, he is being sent in because not only is he one of the best fighters they have, but Japan has ulterior motives because they want control over the colonies for 40 years. So you have this plot, and they stretch it out throughout the two series or seasons. And so Domon's Gundam, first it's Shining Gundam and then Burning Gundam after Shining Gundam gets destroyed. Shining Gundam and Burning Gundam have the ability to destroy Dark Gundam cells, which are basically like a nanite infection, which is infecting people, robots, just the landscape in general. And so Domon, during the first part of the series, it like this is why it's a Gundam of the Week thing. He's going around and he just randomly fights somebody that's infected with the Dark Gundam cells, or or he just fights another Gundam pilot as he searches for his brother Kyoji. And then Schwartz Bruder is shown, who is like he's kind of like Racer X from Speed Racer. He's piloting Kaiser Gundam, which is basically Germany's like Gundam. And over the course of the series, he appears randomly, gives some sagely advice, and then disappears off to the distance. Uh, Never to be seen again until the next episode that he decides to appear. Come to find out, that's Kyoji. And yeah, like shit goes real fucking bad for Domon, and you feel for him. But like when it comes to other characters from other Gundam series, it's just like, eh. Oh, he died? Eh. But like when you find out that you find out later that the Dark Gundam needs a human body to power it. It's like a symbiotic parasitic kind of thing where it just ensnares somebody and uses them for its own selfish desires and wants. And so we find out later in the series that Kyoji was assimilated by the Dark Gundam, I believe, against his will. And then there's the whole like Schwartz Bruder is Kyoji too, through the power of cloning by, I believe, the Dark Gundam cells. I can't remember how he came into existence, but like he took over Kaiser Gundam from the actual German pilot. And like fucking Domon has to kill both of them. He has to kill both of them to save them, because he finds out that whole thing that Kyoji is being used by the Dark Gundam. And so Schwartz Bruder, aka Kyoji 2, or Clone Kyoji, hops into the pilot fucking door and starts trying to rip him off the fucking thing to, like, power off Dark Gundam. And it kicks back on and it starts assimilating both of them. And so Schwartz Bruder, or Kyoji Clone, begs for a mercy killing by Domon. Like, Domon has been searching this whole time. Like, we find out this whole throughout this whole fucking time watching Domon fighting people, searching for his brother, believing that his brother was at fault for everything that was happening. Like, it was all Kyoji's fault. Nope. He's gonna, like, the brother he loves dearly is begging him to kill him. And so he does it with a heavy hand. And it's like, God damn, I'm sorry, Domon. And then, plot twist, the general that forced Domon into the tournament was behind it all. Yep. Sten saying the same thing. And Domon has an assistant slash co-pilot named Rain, who's his childhood friend and love interest. Yeah, she gets kidnapped later on in the series by the general that forced Domon into the Gundam fight. Give me a second. There we go. I finally sneezed. Whew. God, that cleared my fucking throat. But yeah. So Rain gets kidnapped by the general, and she becomes the new power source for the Dark Gundam. And then that's another iconic, like, really depressing scene where, like, Domon finally opens up to Rain emotionally because he's distant because he's a warrior and he was trained in, like, the martial arts. And so, like, him professing his love to her while she's trapped in the Dark Gundam, it's just a really sweet and badass scene. Plus, he rides a fucking mobile suit horse, which is piloted by a horse, because they use spandex suits. Also, that's another great thing that it has over, like, normal Gundam. Like, it makes sense. Like, your character, like the pilot in G Gundam, stands, gets covered in this latex suit with, like, circuitry inside, and whenever you move, the Gundam moves. So it's kind of it like Pacific Rim got closer to it than fucking actual Gundam, besides G Gundam on how the mech works. And so like uh sorry, head hurts. So like it makes sense where like people are like, "Oh, okay, well we have this bipedal humanoid robot. It's more intuitive and like easy to fucking understand if you're just you when you move, it moves. Makes more sense." Like, because in most Gundam series, it's just a cockpit with like 40 different screens and like three massive screens that allow you to see through the eyes of the Gundam. And you're just sitting there and you're moving pedals and levers and fucking all that shit. Like, it makes more sense to me that it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna put like an electronic suit on you so that you sync up to your Gundam, and so when you move both arms, like however you do, like raise them up in the air or you take a step, the Gundam's going to do the same thing. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense, and it's just like, oh, awesome. Oh, that's another great scene when Domo's in the tournament fighting. I think it's India's Gundam. I think it's like Cobra Gundam or whatever, where like it's basically a snake charmer with like the body of a snake or some shit like that. Like Domon gets gets constricted by this like the snake portion of the Gundam, and so as like it keeps squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter, and like the Domon's Gundam is buckling under the strain, and so people are like all wondering and worrying like whether or not he's going to yield or like get out of this, and he does in the most badass way possible. He dislocates his shoulder and arm from the socket, which allows him to have slack inside just enough to where he can dip through the constrict like the snake Gundam as it's wrapped around him. And it's like awesome. That's a badass way to fucking solve that issue. God, I love G Gundam. I love it so much. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my tea now. And back. I had to untwist the cable here on my headset, and it's still not fully untwisted because I gotta give it some slack so I can lay in bed again. So I'm getting tired and hungry. So I might be hopping off in a few, just so I can. Thank you, Sten. Oh, okay. I'm comfortably laying down for the most part. Let's see. What else to talk about? Well, we could always talk about the burning trash, dumpster fire that is Trump's administration currently. But then again, I haven't really been keeping up to date fully with it. Like, I don't know. Like, I've just lost all interest for the most part with it. Like, it's there, it's omnipresent for another 2 years. Like, I've heard that like Michael Cohen was caught rigging like 2 surveys or some shit to benefit Trump. I don't know. I can't remember if that's from the campaign or afterwards or some shit. Uh, then you got the fucking America's longest government shutdown happening under Trump. That's gonna be lovely. Oh, lovely. He admitted to it today. Sorry about that. Nose be sniffling. Oh, during the campaign. Just lovely. Just absolutely precious. God. I honestly cannot fathom how Trump thinks he's going to come out of this unscathed and beloved by well, he's going to be beloved by his fucking base. Ugh, to think. To fucking think. That man is running. Ugh, sorry. That man is running the fucking free world. Oh god. That's a clusterfuck. That's an absolute clusterfuck. 'Tis a dumpster fire of epic proportions. Let's see. Come on, straighten out. There we go. Need more slack. Okay. Uh, you need to scooch over, Lucky, because I'm laying down on my bed. God damn it. I be tired. Oh wow, and you ain't gonna no, you ain't crawling on me yet. Move, God, no, move. You go there. Thank you. Jesus, want to lay down in my bed and I can't because you guys keep fucking moving around. There we go. Got some pillow support going. Oh my god, this now now I have achieved greatness for my fucking streams. I get to ramble and lay in bed comfy. Tis a dream come true. Oh, so fun. Uh, let's see. What else can I talk about? I don't want to get into the Fallout shit because Bethesda's just digging its hole deeper and deeper and deeper as time goes on. So, like, by the time I finally say something about one topic, like two more pop up. Like, God, that's another awful fucking topic. Just consistent shit. 2018 was nothing but consistent shit. I do need to check up though on whether or not EA's finally blinked against I believe it's Dutch lawmakers for loot boxes cuz it's like yeah, yeah, they're gambling. You want us to throw money at fucking boxes that randomly generate loot and usually the fucking chance rate is so infinitesimally blah, so infinitely fucking small. Like they're not going to tell you that though. But like it's so small that it's like, well, looks like I have to buy the 10 pack or the 50 pack or the 100 pack so I can open 100 fucking loot boxes, see what I have. Hopefully I get that skin. Oh, I didn't get that skin I want and I just dropped like $250 on loot boxes. It's like, really? Really? You don't find that gambling at all, EA? At all? It's like, Jesus Christ. Of all the hills to die on, you choose this one to die on. Ah, there we go. I can't wait to go back to sleep. Oh, that'll be fun. Uh oh, yep. I heard about that. God damn it, Lucky. I sit up to look at the fucking chat and you hop right into my fucking just jump into my grave, why don't you? Yeah, I heard they canceled an EA a Star Wars game. And I know Disney uh slapped a cease and desist and I believe a copyright claim on the Darth Vader fan made movie or fan film. And it's like, eesh, way to piss off like that volatile group that is known as the Star Wars community, Disney. Like you've got people still to this day supporting The Last Jedi as a really good movie, even though it isn't. I shouldn't say that. It's a good movie. It's not a good Star Wars movie. It's a bad one. Just unreal. What do you want to do, Lucky? Keep running around, hopping up and down. Christ almighty, these dogs. They shall be the death of me. Uh, hmm. Yeah, they don't. They need to stop using the same systems for all their games because that's just what's really fucking fatiguing gamers nowadays. It's like, so what you're telling me is I can play your game for free after purchasing the game. That is, I can play multiplayer for free the entire time, but all the shit to unlock is behind massively long, grindy paywalls where you could easily just skip it if you dropped a couple extra bucks on us on top of the $60 to $80 game. Like, spend more money on us, bitches. Then it's like, no, that is pay to win because the only way to get better or enjoy yourself or win in multiplayer is, buy a bunch of fucking star cards and get all the bonuses you want capped right out the gate, never played. And I feel like that's how most places think about it now, where it's like they're not even taking in consideration for anything else other than, oh hey, I want money. I need to make money. Ay ay ay. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much then. Like, gaming companies are just becoming more and more homogenized for the ideas they have. Hey, let's like, you know, Blizzard added a bunch of loot boxes to Overwatch, and people pay the money for skins. We should do the same. And like that's how every single person since has been doing nonstop fucking door to door salesman type shit. I feel so bad for the people who paid 60 to 80 bucks on launch for this fucking game for Battlefront 2. But all the shit they needed. And on top of that, like own a fuck ton of Bethesda Fallout equipment or items or guides, all for it to be completely moot in fucking hardcore mode or survival mode or whatever. Like, same thing applies to Fallout 4. Like, they removed even more things for Fallout 4. And so, at least Bethesda in that regards was like, yeah, we're gonna change. Like, we're just, condensing and bulking up the fucking corned beef hash, essentially. God, I don't even know wow. That medicine's kicking my ass because I'm just rambled about something and I just said corned beef hash. What? Phew. I don't even know where I was going with that topic. God, that's scary. This medicine's kicking my ass. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Rum bottles. $200 for the Fallout edition. Ah, just for that. Yeah, the fucking West Tech bag. The powered armor helmet bag. Yeah, my father shakes his head when I tell him shit like that. He's like, "You're telling me that people are pissed off over a nylon bag?" And it's like, "Yeah, like if you ordered something, an expensive thing, and it came half broken or half of it wasn't even what it stated, you'd be pissed, right? You'd want a refund or a replacement. That's what's happening here. And the only thing is, like, people are finding out through the grapevine that, you know, they could have done it. They just didn't want to. But it like that's the thing though. It's relevant information because it show like yeah, I mean, it's a $5 canvas bag or a $5 nylon bag. Yeah, like people I can see people going, "Well, it's just a bag." It's not like it is the bag, but it also isn't the bag. Like the biggest thing behind it is uh it shows one how miserly Bethesda is, even though they hearken and just hold up their audience as like being their bread and butter. But it's also like false advertisement and lying and covering up said lies with new lies. Like buy this $200 loot box filled with memorabilia for Fallout 76. Get your very own T-51B power armor helmet in a West Tech canvas bag. And it's like, well, nope, it's just, it's just a fucking plastic nylon bag. So they're already lying about like their advertising on that. Then they're like, "Oh well, we tried doing canvas bags, and it just wasn't going to work. The time frame that we would need to produce enough for everyone, plus like the expenses for it's just too expensive and time consuming." And it's like, no, it's actually quite cheap and efficient and easy for you to make the fucking bags. Just make the fucking bags. And then some people bought like an $80 bottle of rum called Nuka Dark. And it's supposed to be in a nice, cool spaceship bottle made of glass. And Bethesda was like, "Yeah, fuck it." Like the company that was making the bottles just made plastic bottles, and just there's a fucking standard size bottle of rum inside, which apparently tastes horrible as fuck. But you've got this fucking $80 bottle of rum and then a shitty plastic Nuka Cola shaped bottle wrapped around it. And it's like, why didn't you just make it out of glass? That's what I thought it was going to be. So now Bethesda's dealing with that and all their fucking janky controls as they continue to use the very old, aged, or dated engine they use. Like the fact that fucking timers on the nukes, like the bread and butter that they were fucking promising players. You can use nukes to nuke whole chunks of the map. Yeah, the launch codes and the items to spawn them so you can get the launch codes weren't in the game after 2019 rolled in. Like that's a massive oversight. Like Fallout 76 and Bethesda right now are just fucking sinking. Yeah, and then like what Sten said, even the nuke stopped working after New Year's. It's absolutely insane. Plus all the nuke codes are the same all week, like Sten said. It's just crazy. Yep, yep. Some people found their way into the debug room, and now their accounts are being suspended or warned of being suspended because Bethesda is pissed off that players can get into the bug room. But it's like you left it in there. You left it in there knowing full well that it was in there and that players usually discover those rooms in your games. So you're going to punish players for that? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sten. Like, damage has already been done. Like, they really need to reel everything back and just kind of go on silent running mode. Just hold off on anything stupid. Just please. Also, like they're making the canvas bags now, from what I remember, but it's gonna take them fucking 6 months to ship them, like to produce them all and ship. And I'm like, it's a canvas bag. How hard is it to make a fucking canvas goddamn bag? Oh boy, just goddamn it! Come on, Bethesda, get your shit together. You had all this time from Oblivion to Skyrim to fucking fix this shit, and you didn't. Give me 1 second. I gotta poke out my cigarette. Oh Jesus, it's 12:30. I'll stay on for another 5-10 minutes. Matter of fact, 12:45 is when I'm gonna kick it. So I'll eat this while I talk with you, Sten, because I think Queen and Jen just ditched. So rude of them. Not even a goodbye. There we go. I really want to know how Bethesda's gonna fucking pull themselves out of this mess. Because, like, yeah, we've gotten untold controversies already with them, but I want to know like how much deeper they're fucking gonna dig their graves. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Bethesda developer says fucking gamers entitled, like over like just something stupid like shit talking the fan base and pissing them off. I mean, it's not really gonna do much in the long run because there's always gonna be Bethesda fanboys, but it might piss off a bulk of them, especially after robbing them and cheating them out of shit. What happened? Sorry, folks, I'm reading what Sten's saying. Apparently, there's something about Black Ops 4. What's the controversy, Sten? Lay it on me. from the looks of it, from the looks of it, there was a bug in the game that is shaming people or appearing to shame people who didn't buy the $50 season pass. Oh, lovely. Which is causing a player outrage, which I don't blame them for being pissed off. Like, who the fuck wants to drop $50 for a season pass? Like, I've never understood the season pass and why people buy it. Like, yeah, it allows you to get all the fucking DLC. Essentially, you're paying for all the DLC before it's even made. But it's like, what if they only release one DLC? And it's like a $5, like a $5-10 DLC, and you paid $50 for your season pass. You just paid anywhere between 10 and 5 times as much as what you would, pay if you were a normal fucking casual player. And a lot of the DLCs for most games are currently now cosmetic. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's not one thing, it's the other. It's not one thing, it's the other. Yep, like the little red dot where for 99 cents, you can have a red dot ridicule instead of a normal white one. Uh-oh. Apparently EA was selling it for $1. It went half off and only one person actually purchased it. Literally, all it does is change your base ridicule to red instead of white. I think it was not Fallout. I think it was Black Ops 2. You could literally customize the red dot sights. Like any scope sight, like the ridicule inside of it, you could change to like ace of spades or skull and crossbones, like different things. And with different colors. All of that base game. Now it's like Christ, I think it's been like 5-6 years since Black Ops 2 came out, and it's like, yeah, in that span of time, we've gone from getting all of that in the base game to now you have to buy all this shit now. You want your Ace of Spades ridicule shape? Yeah, you're gonna have to pay $1. What shitty business practices? We live in the dark time, folks. Absolute dark times. But almost definitely send those. Like EA is probably, if EA doesn't blink and goes directly to court, they're gonna lose. Yeah, exactly. They're abusing their fan base. They're the people who put money in their pockets. Oh no, Soldier Boy's getting sued by Sony now. Haha, Soldier Boy. Exactly. Who the fuck cares about him? But yeah, I'm gonna head off now. Oh, just in time too, because fucking I got a phone call. So thank you guys for coming. Stan, if you want, we can carry this over to Skype. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming, and I will talk to you guys uh in like a week, maybe. Not sure.